in high definition. This is 41 NBC News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for 41 NBC News at 11. I'm Ariel Schiller. Tucker Sargent has the night off. Our top story tonight at 11. An increase in gun violence is a growing problem across the country, and it's no different in Milledgeville. City leaders are addressing the recent shootings, and they want residents to know safety is a top priority. I spoke with them about their plan to keep residents safe. During the last few months, there have been several shootings in Milledgeville, and it has city leaders concerned. Milledgeville Mayor Mary Parham Copeland says the city is focusing on community policing to build residents' trust in the department.
Do we have an issue with people afraid to talk to the police? We do. And so what we want to do today is just make them comfortable enough to know they are your best friend. They're there to protect you. They're there to help you.
Milledgeville Police Chief Dre Swickard says it's sickening to see gun violence negatively affect a community event like the recent shooting at a block party last weekend.
It's become almost a norm for people to expect this kind of behavior. And, we certainly don't know the answer. We just need the community to be involved with us trying to identify who these people are.
Milledgeville City Manager Hank Griffith says they're working with the Carl Vinson Institute of Government to come up with a strategic plan for the community. He believes a crime initiative will be one of the items identified in the plan.
The strategic plan was not done because of the crime piece. It was done because we need a strategic plan for our community, but we anticipate that strategic plan will include some crime initiative work.
Mayor Copeland says city and county leaders will do everything possible to make the community safe.
In the next probably 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to see a lot of resolutions and ordinance being brought forth after we all sit down, because we have to sit down at the table and come to an agreement on what we can do and institute in the city of Milledgeville.
If you know anything about the recent shootings, call Crime Stoppers and leave an anonymous tip. That number is 1-877-68-CRIME. Now to Taylor County, 2 people are recovering tonight after a shooting in Reynolds. According to Reynolds Police Chief Lonnie Holder, the shooting happened at around 1 this afternoon. Both victims were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Chief Holder says 2 people are in custody for questioning. Stay with 41 NBC for more information as it becomes available. Now to Dooley County, a man and woman are in jail tonight accused of trying to drop off contraband at Dooley State Prison. The Georgia Department of Corrections says Antoinette Brooks and Zacharias Sanders attempted to leave a drone, a controller, propellers, drone batteries, marijuana, tobacco, cell phones, and chargers near the prison. Both are charged with conspiracy to commit a felony. Sanders also faces other charges. A woman in Washington County is behind bars accused of crashing her vehicle into other cars in a parking lot last night. Sandersville police say Jennifer McLeod is charged with multiple crimes, including a DUI after driving into several vehicles, causing extensive damage. According to police, she ran off the road on Georgia Highway 15 and hit 3 other vehicles. They say that she left the scene but was found shortly after. And the Bibb County Sheriff's Office needs your help in a missing person investigation. 43-year-old Travis Lewis was last seen leaving Atrium Health Navicent this morning at around 7 o'clock. According to family members, he has mental health issues and needs his medication. Lewis is 5'8" and weighs about 165 pounds. If you know where he is, call the Bibb County Sheriff's Office at 478-751-7500. Happening now, Piedmont-Macon is seeing a new surge in COVID cases. This time, the new COVID variant known as BA.5 is more contagious than the Omicron variant. Doctors with Piedmont say they currently have 15 patients hospitalized, compared to just 2 patients a few weeks ago. Although that number may not seem high, doctors say it's important to get vaccinated. They say if you do get COVID, it's likely you will have milder symptoms if you're vaccinated.
At some point we'll peak and then we'll start going down again, and then that'll go on till the next wave. And I think unfortunately we're going to continue having waves. My hope is that between vaccination and the oral therapeutics that are now available, that it's going to become mostly an outpatient disease.
According to the North Central Health District, there have been more than 80,000 COVID cases within its 13 county districts from March 2020 to July 13th. Now to Houston County, the city of Perry partners with Kinetic to bring high-speed internet to the area. A ribbon-cutting ceremony took place today. According to President of Kinetic, the company will replace current copper wires with fiber optic wires. The gig-speed fiber internet will soon be available to some 26,000 homes and businesses in Perry and parts of Houston and Peach counties. Perry Mayor Randall Walker says this is going to benefit the future of Perry.
Important to us, it's also important to the Board of Education. If you think about children learning at home or learning remotely and not having connectivity, it's very, very difficult. So I think this is going to be extremely important overall for economic development as well as education.
Kinetic also held an event in Byron this afternoon, expanding internet in the Byron community as well. Also in Houston County, Warner Robins City Hall will reopen tomorrow after being closed for the last 2 days. City Hall had to close on Tuesday and Wednesday due to air conditioning issues. An email from the city says, quote, "We greatly apologize for the inconvenience being temporarily shut down caused and appreciate the understanding." The Bibb County Sheriff's Office is holding a driving class to teach young drivers how to be safe on the road. Students participate in driving simulators that demonstrate real-life situations. Lieutenant Tim James with the Bibb County Sheriff's Office says it's important for young drivers to learn what to do in different road conditions.
They're learning how they can drive the car and do it legally. They're learning safety tips. They're learning what we preach here is a thing called the what-if factor. You know, what can you control? You can control the other drivers around you. Can you control weather conditions? No. You can control your actions.
There are 3 spots left in the class. To enroll your teenager in the course, call the Bibb County Sheriff's Outreach Center at 478-219-1167. Across Georgia, a federal appeals court has overturned a lower court ruling and says Georgia's 2019 abortion law, known as the Heartbeat Bill, should be allowed to take effect. The law bans most abortions once a heartbeat is detectable. A heartbeat can be detected as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy. That's before many women realize they're pregnant. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said today a U.S. Supreme Court ruling in a Mississippi case that overturned Roe v. Wade clears the way for the law. Still ahead on 41 NBC News at 11, Mercer University has a new ride. More on how Toby will take students where they want to go. Plus, Dublin football coach Roger Holmes continues his conversation with our Bill Shanks in the Coach's Corner.
In high definition, this is 41 NBC News at 11.
The Pleasant Hill Community Organization is holding a 3rd public forum to get feedback to develop a strategic plan for the area. Forum organizers say the goal of the meetings is to create a list of improvements to refer to. Discussion topics range from blight to recreation. The first of 7 forums took place last night, and there was another one this afternoon. A 3rd meeting on public safety is tomorrow night.
We understand that there's a lot of issues that are happening, whether it's with public safety, whether it's with youth and education. We want to be able to monitor that so that when we see improvements, we can say this is working or this is not working. We want to be able to identify possibilities and opportunities, like what can work.
Most of the meetings are taking place at the Booker T. Washington Community Center, Tomorrow's meeting is at 6 p.m. To see the complete list of dates and topics, you can see that at 41NBC.com right now. In school news, a new ride is hitting the streets at Mercer University. Macon-Bibb Transit Authority partnered with Mercer to welcome its first electric bus to campus. Mercer is retiring the original MTA bus that was around for about 7 years. The new bus, known as Toby, will take students downtown for a night out or to the grocery store. To get on the bus, you just need to present your student ID.
It's just one step more that the Macon Transit Authority is trying to do for the community. Matter of fact, hopefully this time next year we'll have 14 electric buses. So stand by, because this is going to keep going.
The new bus has 2 routes. The shopping route runs on Saturdays only from 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and the downtown route runs from Thursday through Saturday from 7 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. Now it's time to get a look at our weather. Here's 41 NBC AccuWeather Chief Meteorologist Cecilia Reeves. Cecilia, it was probably a really good day to actually ride the bus.
Yeah, very hot out there for today. We also saw some strong storms, but we're looking at the chance for more severe storms as we are heading into tomorrow. This looking out right now in the 41 sky view from Piedmont-Macon Medical Centers overlooking downtown Macon this evening, where everything is staying pretty calm. But like I said, we're talking about the potential for some severe weather heading into tomorrow. We've got the latest details on that coming up next.
Welcome back. The Fighting Irish are looking to bounce back after a mediocre 6-5 season. Bill Shanks talks with Dublin head football coach Roger Holmes about what's in store this season in the Coach's Corner.
Back with Roger Holmes, the longtime coach of Dublin. I believe you're 21 for Coach Holmes. And let's talk about your offense. First of all, you have a returning quarterback, Jacarius Evans, who played for you last year. How much does that help, especially, Coach, because you've lost 3 running backs from last year? You guys had a lot of rushing yards. What does it mean to have that quarterback back, though?
Well, I think the confidence it exudes in our whole team and the feeling of understanding what I'm thinking and what we want to do has definitely been a plus. And we're replacing, like you said, all 3 running backs. Well, that could be tough, but what comes first, the chicken or the egg? You know, what do you rather have, great offensive line and average backs or vice versa? I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that we're returning most of our offensive linemen. We've got 2 college prospects playing offensive guard for us, and that's Dez Gilbert and Ramonte Doherty, and then our centers returning a 6'5", 290-pound junior, and Nasir Johnson, and then our right tackle's back. So we've got a great nucleus there to block for those learning backs as they're trying to catch up with where they need to be.
You're right. It's always a trick when I talk to all the coaches. Some will lose their skill players from last year, some the offensive line. It's like, all right, what's better going into a new year? How about your defense for this year, Coach, real quick?
Defensively, again, those 2 kids I mentioned, Ramonte Doherty and Desmond Gilbert, anchor our defense and defensive end. Trey Baldwin is returning at free safety and doing a great job for us back there, along with Jacarius Evans. So we've got a nucleus back, but we've got a long way to go. And any small school, depth is the thing that really is going to catch up.
Oh, no question about that. Dublin also in a new region. We'll see how they do. We're always excited to see how the Fighting Irish do at the Shamrock Bowl. Coach, always great to have you on with us. Thank you very much, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Bill.
You can see that full conversation with Coach Holmes and all of Bill's Coach's Corner interviews at 41NBC.com. After the break, a final look at your forecast with Cecilia. Right after this, you're watching 41 NBC News at 11. Stay with us.